Okay, so I have just fucking beaten Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The original on the fucking NES. My controller, no fucking turbo, not like you'd want it in this motherfucker anyway. My system that's running, my Wii's completely turned off. Fuck you, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Oh my fucking god. What? You know, it's the kind of game where you just have to go through it enough times where, like, you just know where everything is. You know where everything is and where to get everything and which enemies are coming and where. That's the only way to do it, is just keep playing it and playing it and playing it until you know it basically by heart. That's the only way to do it. I mean, or just look up everything online or watch a video or whatever, you know. There's a couple of like really simple little techniques that just go a long way. Like whenever you advance a few steps, you don't move back, because basically you know that if you kill an enemy, if an enemy backs you up at all, and you kill that enemy and start going again, he's going to come back. The respawning of enemies is just ridiculous in this game. It's like worse than Mega Man. I mean, it's like the worst case of respawning enemies ever. I mean, it's ridiculous. And there are just some enemies that are just way too hard, especially when it's like early on in the game. You know, the first couple of levels, and the enemies are just like coming at you. They're throwing shit at you right away. The robots in the last level are just ridiculous. And it's just like, you know, if you can get through an area with just dodging an enemy, you know, and just not killing it, do it. Because the enemies don't give you anything anyway. It's not like they're going to give, well, they might give you weapons, but other than that, they're not going to give you any pizza. They're not going to give you any energy. They might give you weapons. It's a completely random thing. For this particular run I just did, I get fairly lucky. I went down in level 5. I went down the wrong hole once. So in other words, I went down in the sewer one time, had to go back up, came down into the second one, and then that's where the Technodrome was. I was able to beat the Technodrome fairly easily, not lose a whole lot of energy. That's kind of one of the big keys, is to when you get towards the end of the game, you're going to have to take down the Technodrome and pretty much have all 4 turtles fully juiced, because the last level will fucking kick your ass. You know what I mean? And you don't get to come back with any, you know, you don't get to start the level with any new energy. In pretty much all the other stages, you can start and get all the turtles juiced up with energy right away, except the last level. You start off, and it's just like, you know, what you got, that's it. Now, there's a pizza fairly early on, but you're probably going to get hit 4 or 5 times getting it, so it's not really all that worth it. I didn't have any boomerangs. I had 2 turtles with the triple throwing stars. So when I got to that final screen where the robots are just coming after you like relentlessly, I just fucked them up with those as best I could. I had all the guys down to nothing except for Donatello. You have to keep Donatello as fully juiced as possible for the last, well, for the whole game, but for the last boss, especially Shredder. Yeah, I mean, just I don't know whether to call it a good game, a great game. I mean, the graphics are great. Play control, you know, it's okay once you get used to it, but I mean, it's just, did it really have to be so frustrating? Did it really have to be so, you know, it's all, like, the turtles are like almost uncontrollable. And I hate the fact that not all of them are the same, strength. All of them have their own individual, like, strengths, basically. So it's like Donatello is by far the best. You know, he's got the most range, and the stick just fucks everything up. It just destroys everything. Raphael with the sai is like the next best, but his range sucks. Leonardo and Michelangelo are pretty much both awful because they have good range, but like both the weapons are just like really pathetic. Like you can't get anything done with them. You have to hit each enemy like, you know, so many times. It's ridiculous. I'm a little under the weather. Anyway, I'm just so glad that I legitimately beat this game. It's like been, you know, my whole life like wanting to fucking finish this game. I'm just like one of those things that just like just bugs you because it's like, oh yeah, I remember seeing, you know, the 5th level once or whatever, you know what I mean? Like I never really owned this game as a kid. I borrowed it a bunch of times. You know, but we can never really get that far because it's like, you know, when you're a kid, it's just, you don't understand that like you have to take your time, you have to go through each stage and really you know, really work at it and really, you know, memorize everything and whatnot. You're just trying to go through everything quickly, and you're just trying to go through everything, you know, just kill everything and get out of there, and you just get killed. You know what I mean? When you're a kid, you just get killed in this game. So anyway, I'm rambling on here, and I just reset it to get off the title screen. But it is a challenge. Is it worth it? You know, this game has great cutscenes, you know, Ninja Gaiden-esque, but the ending is pretty pathetic. The ending was terrible. It was just that, like, 2 screens, so it's like, the cut screens are better than the ending. You know what I mean? Once you get past the dam, and there's the scene with Shredder and, you know, they go to the sewer layer, and they find that Shredder has kidnapped Splinter. That's way better than the actual ending of the game. What the fuck's up with that? I mean, if you can make it through this game, why not give you a good ending? Obviously, they had the capabilities. You know, they made good cutscenes for the game. So, ending's a real disappointment. But anyway, I mean, just for the sheer pride and knowing that I fucking took down this fucker is good enough for me. Don't think I'll ever play 1 minute of it again, unless I'm like showing somebody what to do. So, if you're watching this, thank you very much. Please subscribe to the channel, and yeah, drop a comment. Do you like this game? Do you hate this game? Have you beat it? Does it drive you crazy like it did for me for the last 25 years? Let me know. Thanks a lot.